Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing my first sleeved profile of the Resonators. Now, I took this to locals yesterday and got absolutely bodied by pretty much everything. I was successful in kind of winning a grind game against Vanquish Soul, but other than that, we got destroyed by hand traps everywhere. So that was unfortunate, but I've made a couple of revisions to the deck. The variation I was playing was one very similar to what you would see on Team Samurai X1's channel, utilizing hand traps and crossout. The theory I think was solid. In practice, probably was just a lot of kind of dud hands as well. But I'll show you where I am at the moment with the build. I think it looks really solid. I need to obviously test it a lot more, and I'm just trying out a couple of other little theory things, and we'll see how it plays out. But definitely triple soul. I think I'm going to lean more into the fact that this is one card combo, and obviously that's already known, but you'll see in the other ratios how I was kind of trying to play the deck previously. I'm on 3 vision. This could change. This can go back down to 2. 2 synchron resonator, which could also potentially go to 1, and then playing 1 lone crimson resonator, which looks terrible, I know, but in theory, yeah, I don't know. Just with hand traps running around, this card you never pull it off. If you have access to Soul Resonator, then you already kind of get access to Crimson through the Bone Archfiend. Now, the one thing this does kind of deny is you probably see the Overloop a little bit less as far as being able to send it off Bone because you want to be sending Crimson. But yeah, I don't know. I think I was trying to play a lot more to a hand where you saw Crimson and Bone as opposed to just going for the 1 card combo. But yeah, just like I said, hand traps were just everywhere, and it just did not work out as well. So the 3 bone, 1 Wandering King, and 1 Overloop for kind of the engine monsters. This seems good. The other alternative, like I've just gone Vision and Crimson, 3 and 1. You could just go 2 and 2. So 2 Vision, 2 Synchron, 2 Crimson is fine as well. But the difference being is that Crimson on its own does nothing. And that being said, Vision on its own does nothing as well, but there's a lot more cards in the deck that can put Vision in the graveyard to at least get things going. Could even swap out a Vision for a Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is something that I actually do really want to play. I've just got to work out where the cuttable card is. I've got one idea, but we'll see. That's the engine monsters. But yeah, the 1 Crimson is something that I'm really keen to kind of check out because yeah, last night at locals, every time I had Crimson in my hand, it just wasn't the right, like it did nothing in my hand. It was just a blank card, just with the other combination of cards. Then the triple Resonate Call, obviously the triple Gaia and the 1 Red Zone. These are all solid, wouldn't change. They're great cards. The fact that Crimson sits on the field is really nice. The grind with this is crazy good, so definitely rate that. I'm going to, I've kind of floated back to Bystials. I've been chopping and changing these lists prior to the ban list coming into effect on Monday, where I wasn't playing the Bystials, I was blind seconding, similar to the lists that you would have seen me play previous, or just the ones I profiled. I'm going to go back to the Bystials now. The Bystials are cool in that with your discard outlets, like ways to discard with like Bone Archfiend and again Foolish Burial, which I think I definitely want to put into the deck. Yeah, the Bystials are really good. They allow you to extend really well, but then also I guess as a failsafe, you can kind of just play a little bit of Bystial control, I guess. Just playing 1 of each of the kind of good ones, so 1 Magnet, 1 Druis, and 1 Saranir. With more space, there's been an argument for more Saranir. Just because it just gets you regained and beast. But then there's also an argument for more Druis because in the format it's pretty good. So you could bump either of those up to 2 potentially with ratios. And then 1 regained and 1 beast just because, I mean, your recursion's already crazy with the Resonators, but if you can't get the engine going through hand traps or whatever, you can kind of control the board a little bit with the Bystials as well. And then going into, I guess, the non-engine, I do kind of count the Bystials, well, at least the three in-hand effect ones as non-engine. So I'll start off with Pot of Prosperity. This card is crazy. This card went really hard last night as well, but yeah, wouldn't cut that at all unless you were playing a blind second deck. And then instead of hand traps, we're going for board breakers. So Droplet, Eclipse, and Talents with 1 Thrust. I'm siding the other 2. This could be, though, as far as the main deck goes, this could be the Foolish Burial here. It's 41 cards already, and I'm pretty keen on the Resonator ratios as they stand. So this could be the Foolish Burial, which is probably the first thing I'll be trying. But Book of Eclipse, as far as the ninja went, this went really hard as well. This pulled its weight and more. I did let, in my one singular win against Vanquish Soul, I did let it, I'd let them draw like 3 cards with Eclipse, but it all kind of didn't matter if they weren't playing. So that's 41 cards. The extra deck is Red Supernova Dragon, Red Nova Dragon. This, I'm going to be cutting this. This will be that level 7 Dark Dragon. I, for whatever reason, haven't got a copy. I think it's a common or a super rare. Haven't got a copy of it, but I will be getting one of those and swapping the Red Nova out for that. Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. I was watching a couple other the profiles around and using this to negate evenly match. It sounds pretty good. So just because the extra deck in this is very flexible, I cut the Chaos Angel for Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. Then we've got Archfiend Bane. This comes up a lot. Dispatter comes up a lot, especially now that we're playing Bystials. This comes up even more. 2 Abyss. 2 of the original Red Dragon Archfiend. And this another thing I'm trying is, actually not yet, 1 Scarlight. Trying just 1 Scarred. Because Crimson Gaia allows you to recur your Red Dragon Archfiends, and this becomes that as well. I was playing 2 and 2, but yeah, you can recur this already, which allows you to get access to the second one already. So something I'm just testing, whether or not I keep it like that, we'll see. But yeah, don't know if this is necessarily needed in multiples, but we'll see. 1 Void Ogre Dragon. This is actually really good for when you open a Bystial, for example. So if you open like the 1-card combo with Soul Resonator and a Bystial, then the Void Ogre kind of can go really hard as well, especially because the non-engine is all settable cards, not hand traps. You're able to really easily make this live depending on, I guess, what your hand is as well. And then, of course, the 3 Red Rising Dragon. It's funny, I'm playing the 2 Synchron Resonator because it gives you the ability to banish this and summon them both back, but I don't know if that's even worth it. I mean, it very, very rarely comes up even in testing, so that could be another spot, is the 2 Synchron Resonator. Could potentially cut one of those down for the Foolish Burial, but yeah, that's the extra deck. For the side deck, this is pretty much what I played last night. I was playing Droll, I was playing DD Crow. These were all fine. Cosmic Cyclone is solid. The other thrusts, then just some targets for thrusts, so Dark Ruler, Change of Heart, Harpies, Evenly, and a Dimensional Barrier. But otherwise, that is the deck. I'll quickly just show a combo with Soul Resonator and a Bystial to kind of show where like the Void Ogre comes up as well. Okay, so this is the combo that incorporates Void Ogre Dragon. It's access to Soul Resonator plus access to any 1 Bystial, doesn't matter what the Bystial is, but Lubellion obviously represents all of them, so we'll start there. To start off, we just do the standard kind of 1-card combo with Soul Resonator, so using its effect to search Bone. Bone will pitch one of the cards out of hand, and then using its effect to reduce Soul by 1 to send Crimson to the graveyard. Then we can Synchro 6 into Red Rising Dragon, using its effect to bring back Crimson Resonator. and then use Crimson Resonators effect to summon Synchron and Vision. Then we can use the Vision and the Red Rising Dragon to make Scarred. That would trigger the Vision effect to search for Crimson. We can go Crimson and Scarred to make Bystial Dispatter. And that would then trigger Scarred to summon Red Dragon Archfiend, which we can synchro with the Synchron Resonator into Abyss. Synchron Resonator will add back specifically Vision Resonator, because we do want Soul in there for that graveyard protection as well. And we're going to use this in a second to make Void Ogre. When we activate the Crimson Gaia and grab Red Zone, that's the kind of already the one card combo. Obviously discarding a card, but now when we incorporate the Bystials into that as well, we use Lubellion to search Magnemite. We will summon the Magnemite by banishing Scarred. Disparter can bring back the Scarred. We can summon out Vision, using it with Magnemite to summon Void Ogre. Obviously we declare the Magnemite. And then from here, the last thing we would do is Tribute Disparter to summon out Lubellion. Now, as far as zones go, what we actually should have done is the other way around. We want the Abyss up here. So Abyss in the extra monster zone, Lubellion here. Because we've got 2 zones free, which just means that we can use the monsters in our graveyard a bit better. And then we're going to use Lubellion to place Regained. And we're going to set our non-engine. So again, having the settable non-engine, that's the point of being able to make Void Ogre here. Obviously we're going to get the end phase effect of Magnemite to search Druis, which means that currently Void Ogre Dragon is not live. But what's really nice about this is our interruption is all very spread out. The red zone is currently live to do all of its effects. So we can target a card and pop when they activate effect because we've got the Scarred on field. We can also, we can't currently revive a thing with red zone yet. Regained can summon out Disparter. So if we were to be hit with Dark Ruler, for example, Regained can still bring out Disparter and we're fine. I mean, Dark Ruler doesn't actually matter at all because we could just flip the red zone and then use Abyss to negate Dark Ruler anyway. And then, yeah, Regained could bring back Disparter, but it could also bring back Magnemite and keep the Bystials going. And we can obviously summon the Druis out of hand at any point to make Void Ogre live again. So hypothetically, if we summon Druis and then use Regain to bring back Disparter, even if we use Druis to banish one of our own cards, let's say we banished out Crimson Resonator there, we could keep this banished so that Bystial Disparter can use it, or we could put it back with Regain to draw a card. But yeah, that's kind of where we're finishing there, but you can kind of see the value out of Void Ogre there, where our hand is empty. We've got these settable non-engine cards, which mean we do have more access to interruption going first, where, you know, depending on what other non-engine you're playing, potentially you don't get access to something like Void Ogre to negate spells and traps. The other thing that we have with this, of course, is Soul Resonator in the graveyard, because while we control a monster list Red Dragon Archfiend, Soul Resonator at any point can banish itself to protect from destruction, which could happen, you know, Raigeki Dark Hole, that could happen, but other things as well could be protected from as well with Soul Resonator too. But otherwise, that is going to be it for this video, and I will catch you in the next one.